Hi, this is my backyard. Today I want to talk about some practical blocks to thinking. We've talked about philosophical blocks, we've talked about psychological blocks, but what kind of practical things are keeping you from thinking? Well, I think as a student, I had to learn discipline. Discipline is doing the hard thing, even, when it hurts. And discipline may be in many forms. So practically, you need to cultivate discipline, habits, good habits. It may be something like finding your third place, somewhere where you can go and think, where it's quiet and study. That's why I'm in my backyard today. This is where I go to think. I like to read out here. I like to listen to the quiet and also to think about being, how I love being. So we need good habits. We need discipline. Things like time management, thinking in a place without distractions. Turn the screens off, right? I mean, you don't need to know what your friends are doing all the time. This makes me think of a funny story. There's a book I read recently called The Noonday Devil, and it was about these monks who had this practice of praying 7 times a day. And the noontime prayer was the most difficult because it was hot, and they lived in these little huts in the desert. And it was the lull heat of the day that made them get a little bit stir crazy and bored. And so there's this lack of discipline at that moment. And what they would do is go look out the windows to see what the other monks were doing nearby. This is kind of like us getting on Facebook to see what our friends are doing. It's a lack of discipline. When we should be doing the thing we ought to be doing, we're doing something else because of distractions. So just say no to yourself when you want to know what your friends are doing. Say, stop procrastinating. Get on that computer and write that paper or whatever you're doing. So we need a place. We need lack of distraction. We need concentration, which is hard. You have to practice concentration. Focus, maybe baby steps. One of my professors told us the way to study for philosophy was to first take the handout. Take the handout out and look at it for 5 minutes, okay? And then next day, take the handout out and put it on your head for 5 minutes. And then the next day, read the handout for 5 minutes. See, you could start practicing that, and then the next day read it for 10 minutes. And then, you know what? Make your note card. And then study your note card until it's in your long-term memory, because that's where you want all your knowledge to be, in your long-term memory. Which brings up another thing. You need to practice memorizing things. I know we're so against memorization these days because we can just look it up. But there are some things you need to know, like how do you know what the good is? And what if you're on a train and someone next to you is having a crisis? They're about to jump off the train and they're like, I need to know what the meaning of life is. And you're like, oh wait, I have that on a handout somewhere. That's not going to help. You need to have it up here. So we need to cultivate memory, and we need to put good things in our mind to remember and not bad things. I spent my youth putting rock song lyrics in my head, and now they're still there. I can't get rid of them. And maybe this space is too full to put good philosophy in there now. So we need to cultivate memory. We need to put good things in our memory and hold on to them. And once we have things in our memory, we can start making connections between those things. And we have something to think about all the time. And it will just grow, and it will be more and more meaningful. So good habits, memorization, focus, these are practical skills we need, and if we don't have them, those could be blocks, practical blocks to thinking. I'm sure there are other practical things that you need to help you be a better thinker, and as I come up with those, I will let you know. But I'm thinking now we have a lot to work with here. Building good habits, memorization of really important things like arguments. Memorize all the arguments. And having focus. See, I just got distracted. I got distracted thinking about lunch. So maybe you need to also take care of your body as a practical piece. Know when to eat, know when to sleep, know when to think, know when not to think. You know what? Sometimes you need downtime. Recreation, remember? So ordering your life is discipline, and maybe you need to get a schedule That's hard too, right? Getting an order and a schedule. It's like those monks who had prayer 7 times a day. They are ordering their life around something concrete. Maybe you should do that too. I think that would help us practically. So these are a few things I have going as bits of advice to help you practically. I hope you will like, subscribe, and share. Thank you.